Angels with dirty faces. You are surrounded by angels with dirty faces, albeit you are unable to see that encrusted filth that cakes them. You are oblivious to the touch which taints and the soiled footprints which beat a path back and forth to you. These individuals are the patient friend who listens to your tale of woe, the kindly physician with the twinkling eyes who resides at bedside manner, the soothing carer who chats to the elderly and infirm, the diligent charity worker, and the host of the site which professes to guide you, the victim, out of the maze of narcissistic abuse. The angel with a dirty face is an individual who is utterly convinced of their inherent goodness, and, moreover, that they have an unquenchable desire for the world to know that they are a good person, that they care, that they understand. This facade of virtue and integrity is fundamental. It is how they truly believe that they are, because this is what the world must know about them. It is not the quiet application of the nursery worker who looks upon those in her charge and smiles inwardly at a job being done well. It is not the sheepish looks of the diligent nurse when he is praised by grateful relatives. It is not the patient smile and humble response of the therapist who is hand-holding their distraught charge through their third meltdown of the year. The angel with a dirty face has a towering conviction that they are good, and you had better believe it, because if you do not, well, then that makes you a bad person. The angel with the dirty face is not the lesser of our kind. No, he does not have the capacity to emulate empathy. He does not care, and is not even configured to be able to try to look as if he cares. He is too rudimentary and brutal, too caught up in attempting to satiate his own needs to bother looking outside of his own bubble. He does not understand what it is to care, and nor is he capable of doing so. It is not the greater of our kind either. True enough, the masterful greater narcissist will easily be able to mimic those expressions and words of concern, and is not beyond their occasional use purely for the purpose of driving his agenda. But be known for this faked empathy? No, that disgusts the greater narcissist. He does not wish to be seen as caring. That is for others to do. His greatness comes from delivering, whether it is profit, great works of art, sensational film and literature, glorious rhetoric on the podium, lung-busting athletic records, mesmeric dance, intoxicating sexual congress, and so forth. The greater wishes to be known for pioneering achievement. The caring and the cuddling is beneath him. The angel with a dirty face is very much the preserve of the mid-range narcissist. He or she truly believes that he or she is a good person. They want you to know it too, and you must accept it. Well, because it's true. They think they care about other people. They think that they do good work, but they must be acknowledged for it, and this must occur repeatedly. They want the recognition. They want you to tell them how good they are, that they are helping people, that they see you understand that they are honest and decent. Of course, all of those responses are the fuel that they instinctively crave, although they are unable to recognize that. They see nothing wrong with being identified, highlighted, and rewarded for their sterling work. After all, doesn't that just tell more people about the good that they are doing? There are those of the mid-range school who are obsessed with such a portrayal. It matters to them that they are seen as that local community pillar, the teacher whose pastoral care is second to none, and the organiser of charity bakes and cancer research sales within the office. Where there is a good cause, there is a good chance you will find an angel with a dirty face. These individuals are everywhere and difficult to spot because, of course, they believe what they show the world. The greater knows the charismatic front he advances, which masks the seething malevolence and smiles that curled, reptilian smile as he sees yet more sleepwalking into his grasp. The angel with the dirty face does not have that awareness. He or she has sufficient cognitive function to create the appearance of goodness, to appear to care, to put into effect what they believe themselves to be doing, and, in so doing, this enables them to blend with considerable ease amongst all of you. The trusting nature of people, both normal and empathic alike, means that they will see no reason to doubt the apparent caring credentials of these people. What you see is what you get, right? Seeing is believing, yes? This person is caring, helpful, and good, so they must surely be that way. After all, who on earth would ever put on one front and behave in a different way? Yet, as you have come to recognise, not only is it our kind who do this, the depth of the front varying dependent on the school of the narcissist, but its frequency is far greater than people realise. So, how do you find the filth beneath the purity? How do you ascertain whether that person truly does feel that emotional empathy, is good of heart and mind, and is not just part of a facade? There are two detergents which remove the masking facade and expose the dirt that lurks underneath. The first concerns recognition. As I mentioned above, the angel with a dirty face must have recognition. Watch what happens if you fail to acknowledge that person's contribution, or if you accord it to somebody else. An empathic individual may be hurt that their efforts have gone unrecognised, but they will largely keep it to themselves, not wishing to be seen as churlish or attention-seeking. They may leave it to another to correct the error, but they will certainly not make a song and dance about being overlooked. Unsung hero is a medal they are more than content to wear. Someone normal might be irked and may speak up, but they will not react to the failure to accord to them sufficient acknowledgement for what they have done. Yet the mid-ranger, who is the angel with the dirty face, who is not given recognition, will be unable to contain the effects of this wounding. The failure to praise them, credit them for their endeavours, acknowledge what a kind and wonderful person they are, results in them being wounded, and this will manifest through the ignition of fury. Being mid-range, the failure to recognise brings forth mainly cold fury. Accordingly, watch out for 1. Complaining to other people as part of a protracted pity play. I cannot believe that Mary forgot to thank me for my funding efforts. I mean, she knows I do this every year, and all I wanted was her to say thank you. That's not too much to ask, is it? I didn't notice her bothering her backside to help out. 2. Sulking at the event. 3. Giving a silent treatment to the person who has allegedly transgressed. 4. Passing passive-aggressive comments either on social media or in person. 5. Cajoling third parties to remind someone to recognise what they have been doing. 6. Refusing to offer further assistance until they receive an apology for the oversight. 7. Belittling the efforts of others in the same sphere. 8. Threatening to join a rival organisation. The nature of caring, empathising and demonstrating this goodness is, as I have witnessed, meant to be an understated endeavour, a vocation, where the act itself is its own reward, which requires no standing ovation, or repeated praise and lavish thanks. Recognition is not required. If it is provided, the empathic individual, or normal person, will graciously accept it, but it is not a concern if it is not provided. Selfless individuals do not seek this recognition, but the angel with a dirty face must have it, and if they do not, you will know the reactions along the lines of those above, and the dirt begins to show. The second method of exposure is that of challenge. An empathic person recognises that people have views and opinions, that it matters that they should be able to articulate them, and that they are not invalidated. I have learned much about this approach in my interaction with others, and I am intrigued by their capacity to allow this. They will allow others to state their case. They will advance their own, but recognise that the two can exist side by side. It is genuine tolerance, not done for show or for kudos, but born out of the empathic decency of allowing the voices of others. Not so the angel with a dirty face. If you challenge their methodology of how they dispense their apparent care, if you disagree with their views, if you suggest there is a better way, you will then see the angelic coating recede, and the dirt beneath come very much to the fore. When challenged in this way, The angel with a dirty face feels their superiority attacked, and therefore, since they are a mid-range narcissist in disguise, this attack on their perceived superiority ignites their fury, and the attack must be repelled. You should watch for the following. 1. Being smeared and badmouthed to third parties for your audacious criticism of the angel with the dirty face. After all they have done, and just because they are jealous of what I do, and all I am trying to do is help people, and this is how I am treated. Directing lieutenants and the coterie to attack the transgressor. This is especially evident in an online environment where people will jump in on the accused and land blows on behalf of the mid-ranger. After all, he or she most prefers others to be doing the dirty work. Invalidating the view of the transgressor, and doing so without reference to any substantive point, but saying that they are wrong, because they are wrong. 4. Going on the attack directly against the perceived transgressor. 5. Acting hurt and crestfallen. 6. Rolling out pity plays. 7. Accusing the transgressor through projection, most notably labelling them as a narcissist. 8. Isolating the perceived transgressor through familial or social ostracization, removal from social media, removal from committees or employment. The angel with a dirty face is a dangerous individual because their facade enables them to inveigle themselves into positions of relative authority, and from there, when their endeavours are not recognised and or others politely question or challenge their way of doing things, rather than listen and apply, they will allow the dirt to emerge and use it to smear and pollute the innocent and those who are genuine in their intentions. This dirt muddies the waters to such an extent, and so convincing are the performances of the mid-range narcissists in these scenarios, that those who have done wrong end up being made to be the scapegoat. They are pilloried and driven out. Of course, achieving such an outcome only reinforces the angel with a dirty face's notion that he or she is absolutely right, and that what they did was justified. You will know these angels with dirty faces. Time to do some cleaning of your own.